So it's 3:54 p.m. May 16th. They have many masks and many ways to disguise terrorism. Some disguise terrorism and threat bets and witness tampering for terrorists as a friendly gambling ring. So they have these gambling rings and they say they're friendly gambling rings, but the friendly gambling ring is a mask for terrorism. It's a tool they use to intimidate and coerce civilian populations. It's also a tool they use for large-scale witness tampering and witness tampering. And they also perform witness tampering on me for terrorists who try to abuse me into silence about their terrorist agendas and more. They also have these movies, but this movie is a mask for terrorism. They say it's a movie, but they really use their movie and they supposedly kill people and do all these crazy things. And supposedly some of them even say some real, some not, is what I overhear via telepathy. Their movie is just a fear campaign in some senses and a tool to intimidate and coerce civilian populations. It's a witness tampering tool as well to threaten and intimidate, but it's also a tool they're using for intimidating and coercing civilian populations. So they disguise this, they disguise terrorism and intimidating and coercing civilian populations as a movie. So they have a lot of these masks they're using. They also disguise betting manipulation tools as research and science tools, and tools for covert murder and covert witness tampering as science tools. So these kids love to mask things, and these parents and these other lunatics involved with this terrorist organization. So they're using movies to mask terrorism, which is really a movie for intimidating and coercing civilian populations. They use science tools to disguise weapons for covert murder, covert violence, covert witness tampering, and betting manipulation. And they use the mask of a science tool to disguise that they're involved with illegal weapons manufacturing and distribution and use. And they don't have licenses for them. They don't have satellite licenses. They also use friendly gambling rings as a mask for actual tools they use for fear campaigns, witness tampering, and terrorism, as they even use bets to intimidate and coerce civilian populations. They also use experiment rings and say it's science, but it's really a tool for terrorism to intimidate and coerce civilian populations. And these tools may also be being used as tools for intimidation and also may be tools they're using for intimidation and coercion to influence the policy of a government. So they got experiment rings for terrorism. They have betting rings for terrorism. They have movies for terrorism. They have some computer game they're always discussing, and it sounds like a tool for terrorism. So they have all of these friendly ways of disguising terrorism, and that's one of their key tactics. So anyone who knows anyone lying for these people are aiding and abetting terrorists. So let's wake up here. Let's get these guys behind bars. It's absolutely ridiculous now. And they're still on the loose, and they're still committing IP theft, data theft, economic espionage. They're still committing repeated witness tampering. How are these guys not behind bars? Praise Jesus.